Hi there, this is Jacko from Studio Wise, and today we're looking at Maximo, a orchestral phrase library for Contact created by Sonokinetic. So what's a phrase library, you ask? In a traditional sample library, you have control over the individual notes usually, which you play as chords or solo instruments, and then you use your sequencer to construct passages, one instrument at a time. Phrase libraries are in essence pre-recorded loops. The idea is that you use the timing and harmonic shift tools inside the software to control the loops and create your own musical passages. So you do sacrifice the flexibility of a traditional note sampled instrument, as you can't easily write complex melodies. However, you gain the benefits of the human feel of the entire orchestra that is very difficult to replicate with MIDI. So big pros and cons there. Maximo has been recorded at 4/4 time signature around 120 to 130 BPM, so it leads itself to ostinato or vamping rhythmic style passages. The library focuses more on the power and action style phrases, where other libraries in the Sonokinetic range cater for different feels. In this video we're just going to run over a few of the sounds and the basic controls to give you a bit of an idea of what you can do with it. So I'm not going to go anything too complex. We just loaded this up out of the box, and let's get in the strings. So you have Maximo comes with brass, strings and woodwinds. Let's just load up the string section here. Very quickly, go and check out our review on Music Nation. We explain this in greater detail, and Sonokinetic have some excellent tutorial videos too, but very quickly, you have 3 phrases here currently loaded, which you can mute each one. You have 4 different presets available. Each of them have 3 of their own phrases loaded up. You can't play them all at once, they play individually, of course. And then down the bottom here we have the settings, which you have basic volume of each one, the pan, so you can change where they sit in the orchestra, crossfade, which is how fast they fade when you change chords. For example, the quicker notes you'd want them to change quicker, longer notes you might want them to hold a bit over the chord change. Offset is a way of changing the start and the start positions relative to the other samples, so you get different rhythmic feels. So you can bring a phrase earlier or later, and it'll just give you a different feel. It's quite cool. Mics is the microphones they use to record all these samples with. You can change the sound of that, so bring up your own mix, because you can't unfortunately export these individually as tracks in your DAW, so you can't do external processing, so it's all done sandbox style inside. Tuning, you can change the tuning very slightly. I believe this was recorded at 441. It would make sense because it's default to 441. You could pitch it down to 440 to match the other instruments, but traditionally an orchestra is always just a touch sharp. And the harmonic shift is, I'll explain in a second, but this is where you change the major and minor key choices for your harmonic shift. So actually let's cover that now. Harmonic shift is over here on each of these 3 patterns here. You get this little cross kind of thing, which indicates that harmonic shift is on. And then down here on the keyboard on the light green section, you can change the harmonic pitch of that particular phrase. So let's just play some stuff so you get the feel of that. So this is, you have to play a 3-note triad to get any sound out of it, and it has to be in this blue range down here, which is this part of the keyboard. So this is the factory, whatever you call it, out of the box. Great big cinematic style power chords. And I mentioned before this harmonic shift part, so that's currently harmonic shift is only on this middle section here. So on this top part of the keyboard, you can raise the pitch relative to the chord that you're playing, so that when you play a C up here, it's not C, it's actually just the root note. If you go to C sharp, it's actually the root note +1, D would be +2. So for instance, it's currently playing the root note, so let's go up to what would be F, so it's hear it changing there. So as you can see, by just using the harmonic shift, the offset timing controls, you can get really interesting changes to the pre-recorded loops. Quite neat stuff. I'm just going to change that to so the slower notes I think work better with the harmonic shift. So like this long semi-reeve note. So you're getting a bit of a melody in it, which is quite neat. Well, it's not really a melody, but you know, it's you know, you're not going to get a solo violin or anything like that. You'd need another sample library to play that on top, but that's super cool. You also won't get this feel with other libraries unless you're very, very good at sequencing. What else got? We've got the mute controls down the bottom here. So these keys down here, which are these ones on the GUI over here, actually mute the individual presets. And the velocity controlled, so a light tap mutes and a heavier tap unmutes. So for instance, oops, let's reset that to there. Cool. And these key controls here change the actual presets that you're working with. So that's that one, that one, that one, that one. Right. So you can actually just hold one note, and one chord through, just cycle through them. Right. So by choosing your phrases, like you click on the phrase here, let's say this long one here, you go into the choices that you have available, and many have alternative fields as well. By loading up your preset on the first one and then going to the second and loading up a different preset that they kind of work with each other, you can get a lot of different passages just by holding down the one chord, you know. I mean, this is whatever's the factory setup is. Just then using your mute controls. So there's, I can't calculate that in my head how many there are running there at once, but quite a lot to play with them. And this is from a, you know, a live performance point of view. Interesting, when you hold down a triad over here, you don't have to hold it, you just hold down the one note, which means you can reset to another key. Yeah, so quite neat. Let's also load up let's mute you and let's bring in the woodwinds. Change that MIDI channel to Omni and woodwinds. Use the harmonic shift on. I'll use that harmonic shift on those long notes down there. Be easier to hear. Very cool. Let's randomize one. They sound incredible. I mean, very nice. Oops. Very cool. Let's mute those and let's have a look at the brass. I'm running the 24-bit samples here, but there's 16-bit samples too, which are a bit less taxing on your system. Change the Omni, so this is brass. Just in your face there. Let's randomize that. Just amazing sound. God, it's incredible. So I guess you're wondering what they all sound like together. Well, let's have a go. Probably a bit of a mess, but not bad. Wow. Very nice. That's just some random thing. So as you can see, like using the mute controls, the performance controls, and your 4 variations of presets in each of the sound banks, there's a lot of choices, a lot of stuff you can do here. Of course, you would want to overlay, when you're sequencing, you'd want to overlay other sound, like, you know, maybe other synths or, you know, solo instruments to, you know, to play with this. And that's totally cool. That's the idea behind it. But as far as a bed, love it so much. Okay, so thanks so much. So it's just been a very quick video. I just wanted to just give you a feel for all that kind of stuff and see where we're at with it. So that was Maximo by Sonokinetic, and our full review is on Music Nation right now, so go over and check that out. It'd be really awesome, and stay tuned for more videos. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Cheers, bye.